Hey guys, it's Nikki from CrossFit Certitude, and whatever time it is for you, whatever day it is for you, that is awesome. The fact that you're on here and you're about to do this with me. I know that we're all in weird places and we don't have the things that we want. We don't have the equipment or the gym or our people. It's really hard. I know being in my own house, sometimes it's like super unmotivating to do like actual work. And it's just something that we're constantly trying to fight through mentally, emotionally. But I will tell you that I know out there that there's probably some things that are starting to accumulate. Muscles get tight in areas when we stop using them for a while. And what you're going to find is you're going to find some like more pain, or maybe just like discomfort, things that like wake you up in your sleep, and you know your arm is falling asleep, or you're dealing with numbness and tingling in your hands. You're getting headaches. You're starting to get these weird like hip impingements, and these are all things that just happen when our muscles aren't exploring different areas of range. And so what I want you guys to know is every time you take this time, every time you put this video on, we are going into all of those areas, and we're going to open all those areas up. And even if you did this thing completely slow, or you only did half the reps or half the times, you're still getting this time that your body needs. So I want to congratulate you. If you are watching me right now, you are begrudgingly watching me right now, but stick with me, because we're going to suffer together, and it's going to be really good, and you're going to feel good afterwards. I'm going to bring this down just a little bit because I feel like it's a little too high. I actually adjusted my height of my screen, so I'm not like looking down at you guys so much. So what we're going to start with is the sumo stance. Again, we're getting everything open. We're going to stabilize it. We're going to turn it on. It's all going to be good stuff. So for everyone here, the only thing that you would need to do is maybe hold on to something at home if you were needing some assistance. Otherwise, your plan is to keep your toes completely straight, and you're in a wide stance. So wide stance is here. I see a lot of people get into a wide stance here. That's not really wide. When I go into this movement, I want to feel almost like the inside track of my legs already tightening up pretty good in just my stance. And so I want to be wider than that, about right in here. At this point, my toes are pointed forward, and I'm in my full foot. You're going to bow. And when I bow, I'm not changing the orientation of my trunk. My trunk stays nice and planked. And you're thinking about not letting it hinge or bend through your kind of upper back and lower back area. You're going to take your hands and go down into the center. So depending on how tight you are, I can go a little further. And then I feel my hamstrings right there. Actually, my right one specifically. From here, we're going to bring the hand up to the ceiling and just kind of look up at it. And then we're going to come back down. And let's do the other side. And reach, and you should be pushing into that stretch. And then come back to center. Let's go ahead and stand up. And we're going to open the hips all the way up. Take a deep breath. And again, come back down. My spinal cord is set. I'm not letting my shoulders like come forward. I'm going to go ahead and reach to the side again. And open that upper back to center, reach the other side. Taking a deep breath as you move. Come back to center, stand. We're going to do 2 more. Again, back down. Trying to get a little bit more stretch in your hammies every time. Reaching to one side. Center, reaching to the other. And center. And last one. Deep breath. In through your nose, out through your mouth, center, reach, and back to center, and reach. And you're feeling all those areas that don't want to move for you. So we got chair squats now. We're going to do 20. If I'm somebody who needs to hold on to something, you're going to do this with something in front of you. A door frame would be great, okay? But what you want is you're going to get in front of your object, your thing that you're going to hold, and you're going to make sure your toe is lined up and your ankle is supported, and you're going to cross one knee over. If you're somebody that can't cross a knee over, I'm just going to have you hold your leg up. because that alone is going to create some strength and ability to start moving this leg around. And then eventually we can even twist and then eventually put it back on here. So if you can put it on here, you're going to hold on to your surface and you're going to go down into your squat. Your goal is to not let your back round again. We're going to do that later, but right now we're keeping the back nice and straight. So if I'm on the floor, we're going to do 10 on one side first. And I'm just going to use my arms to balance, not like a palms up. That allows those shoulders to kind of externally rotate, which is a place that they don't often see. Go ahead and go back down again. Each time you're going down, you're feeling the stretch on the bent leg, the hip, and down. And that's 3, and you're breathing. And down. 4. And down. 5. 5 more. Take your breaks if you need to, or if you're off balance, that's okay. Again, you can always pause this video. I can go 7, 8, 9. Wait, I'm going to do one extra one. Okay, then we're going to switch sides. A little quick shake, kind of just move the legs around. And then we'll go ahead and rebalance. Grabbing the floor. That's really important, is realizing that your feet make a huge difference here. So we want to keep the heel down and that foot planted. 2, 3, 4. Looking at one spot for balance is huge. It helps to keep your eyes steady, keep you steady. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, good. So now we're going to go into this frozen table hamstring curl. If you need to scale this, so even if it was not a matter of like age, if you were injured or you had something like you had destroyed your shoulder for whatever reason, these are things that you can still do. When I elevate the surface, I don't have to add as much pressure in places. My legs aren't getting as much pressure. My arms aren't getting as much pressure. I could take an arm out. I could take a leg out. I could kind of play around with that. So just know that as I'm saying these scales, if ever there's some other reason why you should scale, do it. It's better to do that and get the good healthy work than destroy some things in the process. So your hamstring curl on your frozen table is just going to be here where I bend the leg, I bring it up to its full range, and then I'm going to try to bring the heel into the butt, and then I'm going to re-straighten it. Heel to the butt, re-straighten, heel to the butt, re-straighten. Now, you are going to be working that bottom leg, so there's a chance that you're going to lose a little bit of that energy to support it. So what I would say is we're going to be doing 10 on each side. So you can break yours up in sections. Do 10 on your one side, but break it up, and then do 10 on the other side. We're going to do it on the floor. And on the floor, you can make it a frozen table or you can make it a regular table. So say you can't hold a frozen table or your frozen table is just a little iffy, causing you knee pain, what have you. You're just going to be on the table position, bring the leg up, and then heel back, heel back, heel back. Okay? And if we're on the frozen table, we're going to start it now. We're just going to lift the knees off the floor a little bit. We're going to bring that leg up to even, and then we're going to bring the heel into the butt, straighten, into the butt, straighten 2, into the butt, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and rest. Okay, so you got a lot of things going on. I got the quad working on the base side. You've got definitely some hammy, like cramping kind of feeling going on the bent side. So these are all things that are pretty normal. And as you're moving through this, that's okay. You're breathing through it, taking your breaks. Go ahead and come up to your frozen table again. Other leg. Bend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And deep breath. Okay, definitely hard to keep the table level on that one, so that was pretty normal. Again, using mirrors or after this video, kind of looking at some of the things that you're doing is very helpful. So now, if you're on the elevated surface, you're just gonna, the legs are done. We're gonna be using the arms. We're gonna bring the arm out and bring it off to the side, and then back out and down. And we're gonna do that for 10 on one side and then 10 on the other. If you're on the ground, you can keep your knees on the ground or you can do your frozen table. So we're gonna go ahead and come knees up, arm forward, out, down, 1, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And deep breath. Lots of breathing, lots of stuff working, trying to stabilize. Your goal is to not let yourself tilt. So I can feel myself wanting to tilt more and more because I'm getting more tired. Again, if you are all the way tired and you're tilting so much, take that extra time, take a break between your set. Let's do the other side. We need to break it up in 5 and 5. Do that. Okay, back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And breathe. Okay. So rolling the shoulders out a little bit, roll the neck out a little bit. We're going to be working into 2 spinal shapes. So we've got your hollow and you've got your Superman. So we're going from a rounded spine to an arched spine. For your position on your elevated surface, we actually have a good amount of room. You can see my feet this time. We're going to do your tuck. So your tuck is going to be either both feet, or I'm sorry, both knees, or one knee. Tuck as much as you can, those knees to your chest, and then you're going to come down, and if you can, bend one knee and raise yourself off your position on your platform. And then we come down, and then reset again. So say I'm only tucking one leg, tuck, 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 and then I'm going to come down. I'm going to straighten the other leg, and I'm going to lift off, okay? So again, tuck, you can do the knees, both knees, if your back isn't bugging, and then you're going to come down, and you can do a reverse Superman. So if we're able to do that, if we're able to get the hips all the way up, the legs stay straight, we can do it that way. On the ground, we're going to do these as a tuck to hollow to Superman. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out tucking. We're going to single leg hollow, and then we're going to bring them both out, and we're going to come up in our Superman. And if you needed to scale that, you can always bring one leg into a bend and have one leg straight in your Superman. And then we're going to tuck again, tuck, 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 single leg hollow, back out, and up in your Superman. We're going to go ahead and say that's 1. Okay, we'll go ahead and tuck again. Tuck, bring those hands far, far forward. Tuck those knees to the chest. Bring one leg out. Ready, reset it. Bring the other leg out. Reset it. And reverse Superman. And that's 3. Tuck, hollow, hollow, reverse. That's 4. And reverse. 5. Straighten that leg all the way. 6. 7. 8. Breathing through these reps. 9. 10. Keep breathing. Rest if you need to. 11. 12. 'Nice job, guys. 13. 14. 15. You guys are doing great. I hope you guys are listening to music. I don't listen to music, but you guys do not have to only listen to me. You can totally have the music going. Motivate yourself, Rick. It's super hard when it's silent. Or when you hear your dogs and your children or whatever else is happening in the background. Put the headphones in, although I guess the headphones wouldn't work. You still need to hear me. But you know what I'm saying. Get that background music. It's important. Okay, we've got 2 more. Last one. Okay, that burnt my core up for show. We're going to mash our hammies though. So your hamstrings, we've done it on the roller before. I'm going to do mine on the stick this way and show you guys kind of how to do it. Again, this could be a broom or some kind of piping in your garage, whatever you got going on in there. So at this point, I'm just going to open my hamstring up and then release it. And I'm just working through that long and short phase that we've been talking about lately. Moving through, hunting for spots. So you could be super, super built up back here, and it could be quite painful. If it is quite painful, you're just going to lessen some of your weight off your object and make sure that you're putting in enough that you feel the pressure is actually getting through, but not so much that you're squinting and stressing yourself out or stressing the area out. So we're taking those deep breaths. We're continuing to move the leg around. That hamstring is definitely worked all the time. And so you're wanting to see it moving well. You're wanting to see it being able to do its squats, your deadlifts, all these different phases that the hamstring has to go into throughout the day, and some of the areas that we maybe don't get into throughout the day in our movements. We're just opening those spots up. So go ahead and switch sides. My left side is a little bit more tender than my right side. Sometimes it'll be the opposite. Got any little knots, you're just searching for those spots that are kind of don't feel right. They feel like they're moving around. And it's hard to push down on. Those are the spots you kind of want to get into and slowly move through. Just a little bit longer, about 15 more seconds. You'll start to find that some areas that we mash might be really, really helpful for what you're doing, whether it just be making it more comfortable or relieving something, but it's pretty magical when you start exploring. Okay, we're done with those hammy mashes. We're gonna do this little segment here, and you've got a single leg squat to side leg lift, hip opener, and a side plank shuffle with a knee raise, and mountain climbing burpees. All right, so single leg squat to side leg lift, hip opener. If you're on an elevated surface, you are not going to be doing the single leg squat. You're gonna be doing the side leg lift and the hip opener though. Your single leg squat is your feet together squat. So your feet come together, you squat with your knees going out. We're doing this in order to activate this lateral line that does not like to get activated. We use a lot of our inside line. Those adductors get stretched and overused in kind of a negative fashion. We are forcing the body to move into the outside line. So you're gonna hit that squat, and then you're gonna come up, you're gonna do a side leg lift, and then you're gonna do a hip opener. And so you'll squat, and then you'll do a side leg lift, and then you'll do a hip opener. So your hip opener, we'll go ahead and make it a backwards hip opening circle. If you're gonna be doing 4, so you're gonna alternate, but then those 4s are gonna turn to 6s and then 8s. So you're alternating through each time. Your side plank shuffle with a knee raise, if you're on your elevated surface, you can do it as high as the kitchen counter if you need to. You're supposed to be on your forearms, but again, we can always change that if the forearms are hurting. Your shuffle is to the side, and then you're gonna do, oh my goodness, as I fall. You are not gonna do it on this surface. So as you do the side leg lift, you're wanting those feet to be stacked. That's really important, which mine weren't. And your knee lift comes up and back down. The hands aside is obviously a support. This is also can be changed to, again, the kitchen counter. When I get up here, I've got a little bit more balance. I've got a little bit more control over my body. So when I do that shuffle, I can hit that knee raise. I'm still gonna hold on to the kitchen counter, hold that knee raise up there. If you do not want the knee raise a part of this, we're just gonna make it the shuffle. So your shuffle ends up being here and here. If you are doing the knee raise, put the hand down for support. If you go to the floor and for some reason you think you don't have to put the hand down, that's fine, but you just watch me just kind of move around on that one. So use the hand if you need to. We're gonna do mountain climbing burpees, and these are gonna be, I'm gonna drop into my burpee, and I'm gonna do a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then come back out of my burpee. Drop into my burpee, 1, 2, 3, 4, come back up, okay? So if we're on the ground, we're obviously gonna do these on the ground. If for some reason you can't go all the way to the ground, you can stay in your mountain climber and not go down your burpee, but you are going to go all the way down if you can. So our burpee is gonna be a drop, mountain climber, and then go all the way down and pop up. So again, we'll drop, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way down, back up, okay? So we got 4, 4, 4, 6, 6, 6, 8, 8, 8. We're gonna go ahead and start right now. So my single leg squatters, if you can do this like a pistol squat, go for it. If you're tight and you wanna elevate it to your coffee table or like a low chair or a step, you can do that as well. Let's go ahead and get started with the first 4. I'm gonna do my elevated for now. So we're gonna go down, side leg lift, hip opener, switch. Down, side leg lift, hip opener, switch. Side leg lift, hip opener, switch. Hip opener or side leg lift, hip opener. Okay, so now after that, we're gonna do the side plank shuffle. So if you're on the ground, be careful as you do your high knee. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we're gonna come up and we're gonna do our mountain climber. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last one. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we're on 8s. Or I'm sorry, 6s. 6s. Okay, again, onto the single legs or your feet together squat, or you're finishing up with what you have, and you can always pause my video and just catch up when you're ready. Nice work, guys. Working on a lot of balance and hip and ankle. All right. Nice work, guys. Keep your breathing. Keep thinking about your movements. All right, nice. Last one. I'm going to get my elevated surface. I'm going to see if I can do this pistol squat here. You are still working through your reps, working through your breathing. Let's see. No, it doesn't want to go. Let's try the right. Right says yes. Come on this side. Little one. Again, you're working at your depth and your knee. Four. Oh, I'm only doing the pistols though. Oh no. So we're gonna say 5. See, even I lose track. I'm gonna go into the next one. Do one more on the left, and I'm gonna be done with this. Ooh, that left leg! And there you have it. Those left legs. Left side. Nasty. Nice work, guys. Hope you're at the burpees. Okay, nicely done. If you are, for whatever reason, not finished, that's fine. Go ahead and either finish up or you can kind of stop there. Again, pause the video if you need to. We're going to do a glute mash before we get into our 16-minute workout. So we've got the glutes. This ball is a little big. This is going to be better than our roller, but a lacrosse ball would be a little bit better, honestly, because this is just a tiny bit too big, but it's still, the pressure is really what we're needing. So I'm going to sit on it starting like this, and I'm going to just move my knee back and forth, side to side. And as I'm doing this, I should be feeling some pretty significant sensitivity. You might be on spots that are like really bad. And again, you're easing off some of the pressure. If this is too much, if you want to take your tool to the wall and lean into this, you can do that like that. Just basically you're sticking, your butt against the wall in kind of a wall sit fashion, and you're gonna put the ball underneath it. And as you do that, again, we're moving the leg. Really important to know that we don't want to just sit here and kind of let the pressure sink. We want to see the muscle tissue move as you guys are doing this. So before I get off of it, I'm gonna go a little bit higher. So I started a little bit lower towards the sit bone, but you can get up higher towards the glute med, which is kind of like the side butt, side hip area, and that's pretty sensitive. If I'm on the wall, it's just a matter of kind of scooting my ball into place and putting pressure on that same area. Keep breathing, moving that knee around, and let's go ahead and switch sides. And if you have the time and you want to, test that pistol again. So typically, if you were to mash your glutes before your one-legged squats, you're going to feel significantly better. Even if you're somebody who can get into a one-legged squat easily, you might still be like, wow, this is even easier, and it feels more comfortable to do it. So I definitely recommend it if you have the time. If not now, maybe a different time. Mash the glutes. Try those single leg squats. Try any squat really, and it'll make a huge impact in that movement. Okay, we're breathing, moving through that stretch. We've got a sciatic valve with a twist here coming up. We're just going to open up the glute that we kind of got into with the ball and turn it on, and just, again, basically anytime we get mashing, we want to turn that muscle on and work it through some movement before we hit some dynamic stuff. And since our lunge to squat is going to be somewhat dynamic, I want to have that movement prior or right after my mash. That's going to keep me protected and open up that new tissue safely. So we're going to do that here in a second. Okay, now that we've been on that, let's go ahead and come up, or if you're already up, just move your ball to the side. Your sciatic valve is going to be an in and out. We're going to just barely bring the foot forward. Okay, so notice that it's just at the toe line, and my toe is up, and I'm just going to stick my butt back, and then I'm actually going to turn my toe in, and then back to neutral, and then I'm going to stand up. Okay, and we're going to do that same thing. We're going to bow on the same side, turn the toe in, back to center, straighten up. Again, same side, bow, turn the toe in, center, straighten up. If you notice my base leg, we're going to do it again. Base leg goes knee out, little bend in the knee, turn, center, straighten. Go ahead and switch sides. Bring the heel out, just barely past that toe. Bow, turn the toe in, center, stand. Bow, toe, center, stand. Take a deep breath. bow, turn, stand. One more. Bow, turn, stand. Okay, so we've got a downward dog shoulder tap. If anybody is doing this scaled, your downward dog shoulder tap is just going to be a push-up position shoulder tap to whatever position that you can handle. So your elevated position would be up here, okay? Or you could go as high as the table. Again, if your shoulder has pain upon pressure, don't over pressurize it. Give it a little bit of pressure, give it a little bit of work as long as it's feeling fine, and then and keep it here at this elevation until the shoulder starts to get stronger, and then you can start to move down. If you are able to, you're gonna bring your butt up high, and we're gonna do our downward dog, kind of like a handstand tap. We're gonna do 60 of those, and then we're gonna do 10 lunge to squat. So my lunge to squat for my scaled athletes, instead of doing a lunge, if you had a place to step up, this would be a good time to use that place, like a small box or a small step. You could step up, step down, and then squat. If you do not have a place to step, we are gonna do a back step to high knee. So basically, we're gonna take a toe back, and then we're gonna bring it up in a high knee. And a toe back, high knee. Okay, so that will be in place of our step. And then you're going to open it up for a squat. So I'll reset myself. I'll toe back the other direction. High knee. Open myself up for a squat. Squat. Reset my stance. So from the front, it looks like as I'm doing this, I'm going to step back. I'm going to high knee. I'm going to open my stance into my squat and squat, and then I'm going to reset my stance. And then I'm going to step back with the other one, just barely, keeping the heel nice and high. High knee, and then I'm going to open myself up, and I'm going to squat. If you are lunging to squatting, our goal is to stay in squat. So we're going to lunge back and squat and stand. And then we're going to lunge back, squat, and stand. So every time you bring your leg up front, you're actually going to be in your squat, and then you're going to stand. So each time you lunge, you'll be in a standing position. You'll come down in your lunge, but as you come up, you're going to stay down and then stand up. You're going to do that for 10, and then your Superman straddle is going to be where you're on your belly and you're doing a straddle flutter. So we're going to hit the glutes and hammies really hard today with that straddle flutter because there's a lot of them. If you're on your elevated surface, you can do this with one leg at a time. So I can straddle flutter my one leg for 30 and work through that, right? Or I can even break it up and do 5 and 5 or 10 and 10 and work through that. Or you guys can lay down, but know when you lay down on the ground, you're wanting your quads to kind of be off the ground. So we've got 60 downward dog shoulder taps, 10 lunge to squats, and 60 Superman straddles in 16 minutes. So it doesn't seem like a lot of work, but because of the length of time that we're going to be doing it will start to wear on you. So just know that you're thinking about your breathing, you're thinking about your stretching, you're thinking about your good movements. Every time I lunge and I squat, I'm thinking about my feet placement. Every time my hands go down, I'm thinking about keeping them straight. Understand that just like my toes, as my hands turn out, I'm actually minimizing some muscles that could be working for me, helping support the shoulder, helping keep the shoulder and rotator cuff healthy. So hands turning in as much as possible, ankles supported. I'm going to get a little bit music on my side. And then we're going to start this workout. And it's almost over, guys. And then your session is done. And you can just be like, boom, marked off my health. Check it off. Check it off. Okay. Let's see. Take your water. Get your last mashing in. Make sure you're ready to go. Can't have it that loud. All right, guys. 16 minutes on the clock. 3, 2, and you're doing shoulder taps. For my people up on my, everybody's doing shoulder taps. So just tap, tap, in whatever position you're doing this work in. 3, 2, 1, go. My tighter people, you can bend your knees a little in this downward dog. Nice job, guys. $40. Whew. Yep, gonna feel those. Oops, that was almost a no rep. Nice work, guys. Deep breath. I feel like my left leg doesn't work normally. Nice work. We got about 10:30 left. Keep breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Oh no, I'm losing it. Oh yeah. Lunges, 6 minutes. It straddles. Ah. Sweaty. Feels like magnets, like they don't want to come together. The opposite that magnets do when they're reversing each other. Jeez. Woo! 4 minutes. Killing it. Almost there, guys. Tens or better. One 30. 50 seconds. Seconds. 10. Finish it up. 5, 2, 1. Rest. Okay. Nicely done. What? So I'm going to go ahead and take this time afterwards and do a little mashing. So if you're done and you're gonna go, you can stop this video and maybe play this part later. But we're gonna do a little quad releasing. We've done this a couple of days in a row, but I really want to go over it. We got a lot of people with knee pain out there and just chronic kind of arthritis in that area. So this is gonna make a huge difference. When I start mashing, I'm gonna mash on the very top side, or the very front side of the quad, I'm sorry. So as I'm here, I'm gonna bend the leg, and I'm gonna move to that extension bend phase. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually tilt to the outside. So like kind of away from you guys, I'm moving to the side. And then what I am doing is getting on the edging of the quadriceps connection to the IT band. So as I hit this spot, it's gonna be boom, like crazy, a lot more sensitivity typically. I want you to trail down that area. So like you're going into the seam of the IT band and the quadricep. And that's the area that we're working. And again, I'm gonna bend and extend, and I'm gonna try to lessen the pressure if I need to, because if it's too much and it's creating too much pain, I can bring myself a little lower and kind of maybe even take some of my weight off of it. Well, I have to go a little off to the side. So I have to come up onto my toes to lessen some of that weight. So I'm here. I'm going to stay here for a minute. I'm going to go kind of closer to the knee. Do the same thing. Bend and extend. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to roll on to the front again. Hang on here for a second by the, like on top of the knee, not on top of the knee, above the knee. And then do the same thing. And then now what I want you to do is actually roll the leg on the inside. So now the roller is actually pushing against the inside of my leg. And it's right by my knee. It's not on my knee, but right by my knee. Same thing. I'm going to extend and bend. And if you're normal, you probably are experiencing some sensitivity here. So this is your adductor line. This is the line. I say adductors a lot. The inside track of your leg. This is an area that gets pent up for a lot of people, causes sciatic impingements and sciatic pain. The adductor does. The adductor is also responsible for some inside ankle pain. So when you have ankle pain on the inside track of your ankle, typically if you get into this muscle that we're into right now, this actually alleviates your ankle pain. I know that's kind of crazy because people are like, wait, you're up really high, your ankle's down way over there. How is that possible? But that is, there's a lot of referring pain that happens from the hips and goes down the leg. So let's go a little bit towards the middle of this inside track. And again, I'm just gonna kind of move into it. So now if I'm on the inside track and then I kind of push into my quad, like towards the front of the leg a little bit, I'm gonna push into the adductor a little bit harder. And then again, I'm gonna move into it. So I'm just basically trying to create that sensitivity in your pressure, because that's typically when you're getting through your fascia. Hang out here for just a little bit longer. And I'm just kind of, again, pushing into the roller as I extend my leg and then bending it. Okay, let's go ahead and move to the other leg. So again, starting on, if you need to know what the other side looks like when you're on, this leg goes kind of here. So like it straddles here and moves out of the way. Sometimes I get people who want to get both legs on the roller, but just move this leg off to the side. You're gonna be able to get into more of this tissue if you just work on it one side at a time. So we're gonna start on the front of the leg again, mashing into that area, taking a deep breath as we do it, trying to relax our face. I get some people who get on this thing and they want to get off right away. And they're just like not having it. But I say unlock. The benefit of holding on to the spot and kind of dealing with a little bit of that sensitivity is that it's just nerve bundles that are aggravated because they're wound together. And so if you put this pressure on, what it does is it unwinds them and it allows blood flow and oxygen to kind of come back into the area, and then alleviates that area of stress. So even though it feels like you're stressing it out, you're actually de-stressing it. We're gonna go ahead and turn into the IT band. So we're gonna go on that lateral side and kind of edge against that band. And for those of you just needing an extra understanding, it would be like the band would be, so not as thick as my phone, but probably around here. And this is where your seam is of your IT band. And you're pressuring into that area right through there. And you'll kind of feel it. Now, if you're directly on the side of your leg and you were just like in a side plank completely, you would actually be on the IT band itself. So your IT band is too fibrosis and there's too much tension in it to give the IT band to change with myofascial release. But you can, the band changes with the muscle tissue. So as I alleviate the tissue around it and I allow the tissue to move, as the IT band is freed of this tissue too, it can better do its job to support your surrounding muscles and your lateral line. And so anybody with like hip impingements, there is IT band syndrome. And the knee pain the IT band will be a big factor in that as well. So we're gonna go ahead now, moving to the inside track. We're gonna move down by the knee first, not on it, but just over it, or just on top, above it. And we're gonna kind of go off to the inside track of the leg. So the inside track, just like we were in the last one, you're hitting here and you're creating that pressure just enough to where you feel the sensitivity, but not too much, to where you are squinting and freaking out. And you're extending that leg and breathing. Some of these can be pretty rough. Like you gotta go real slow sometimes when you're releasing these areas because it can be very painful. So at this point, you should work your way up the IT band a little bit. So you're on the inside track of your leg. And again, you're breathing through it and you're working through the movement. We're gonna hang out here for a little longer. If you feel specific spots that are more aggressive than some, I mean, feel free to hang out there for sure. Just about 10 more seconds and then we'll come off of here. Okay, so we mashed both IT bands. The rule is we gotta kind of open it up and turn it on a little bit before we go into any other mashes. So now that we've done that, what we can do is actually just do a leg raise and a rotation of the hip. So we're gonna bring our knee up and then we're just gonna rotate the heel inside and then rotate it out and then rotate it inside, rotate it out, rotate it inside, rotate it out, extend it, bend it, extend it, bend it, rotate it inside, rotate it out, rotate it in, out, extend it, bend it, extend it, bend it, bring it up a little higher, and rest it. Okay, now we're gonna do the other side. Okay, so knee goes up, rotate in, out, in, out, in, out, keep going, out, in, out, extend, bend, extend, bend, extend, bend, rotate, out, in, out, in, out, in, extend, bend, extend, bend, extend, bend, bring it up, and resting. Okay, so that just kind of turned all those muscles on. We were using the base leg as a stabilizer as well, so that was helping. Before we get done, we're gonna hit a little bit of the mid back. Now, I would recommend this in the ball. You will get insane amounts of trunk tightness, and in this area of your back is your serratus posterior inferior. Okay, there's a lot of words going on, but it basically is this like strip of muscle, kind of right under your rib cage, and it's above your QL. So your QLs are down here in your lower back. So when I hit this section, it will free up so much lower lumbar pressure. So if you have that at all, ever, the glutes are the first place to go. So your butt's always the first place to go. But then here is the next place. So I'm going to do it with a roller, and I'm going to get a little creative. So if I want to do this and actually get the most out of it, I'm going to need to not be on my entire trunk. I need to be off to one side. So I'm going to shift over a little, almost like I'm side planking on that area that I was pointing at. And I lifted my hips up, and now all my weight's on. So at this point, I can feel the pressure. Yep, there it goes. So I just was able to move into the area right under my ribs where I can feel that sensitivity start to kind of spike. And again, you see me shifting towards you. I can't be flat on my back because then I'm going to hit more of my erectors, which is the middle of my spine. I want the side of my spine. And since I'm using a roller, I've got to be more specific. So now I'm just going to crunch and extend and move into it. Taking a lot of deep breaths. I don't even have my hips up anymore because I found the spot. Like I'm lying against the edging of that area that I showed you. If you don't know exactly where you're going, you can always Google serratus posterior inferior, and it's this low area, kind of low mid back area. Okay, deep breath. Just a little bit more here. I'm moving up just a little bit just to get that extra. Because again, the roller's not very pinpoint. Okay, I'm gonna take a deep breath. I'm gonna come up here. So what I would test when I had back pain is I would do this, and I would feel it. I would either sit up and I'd come over and I'd feel it right away, or I wouldn't. And so right now I feel like a ton of relief on this side, and I can feel this side tight, not pain, but definitely tightness. So we're gonna get on this side too. Same thing. So now you're gonna see from that side. So I kind of, again, get on the side plank area, and it's in the small of my waist. So again, if you're on this side, it's this kind of strip right in here. So I can feel the kind of the bottom of my rib cage here, and it's right around this area. And we're just gonna find that spot and then start to crunch and extend. Just trying to move the muscles around. Concentrating on the breathing. Just a little bit longer. You can, again, do this on the wall. Better with a ball. A lot better with a ball. And then you just be in these more specific areas versus where this foam roller kind of seems like it's all over your trunk. Okay, come up. Take a deep breath and hinge over and see how it feels. You guys did really, really good. Remember, we're trying to keep our bodies healthy. We don't want this moment in time to take away from several moments in time later. So keep your mashing. Get a ball and start doing this with your kids if you have them. Start doing it with your animals if you do. Sometimes the animals are a little annoying to do it with. I can usually put the dogs out. But if you're somebody that needs somebody in there besides me on this video doing it with you, get your pup, get your cat, and just play around and have fun with it. And it's basically as long as you're doing something, to get your body moving in all these different ways. You guys are amazing. Thank you for sticking with me, and have a great day.